Okay, so for anyone who's watching the interview who might not know who you are, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Sorry, I was I was putting
That's
away
fine,
pizza.
don't worry.
Yeah, I am Milo. I am a singer. I am on MGP this year with a song called Frankenstein, and you should listen to it because it's a bop, and then you should vote for it because it's also a bop.
Absolutely. So I'll start with a segment that I like doing where the last person I interviewed leaves a question for the next person I interview, whoever
Ah,
that might be. The last person I knew happened to know it would be you, so it's a bit more tailored to
oh
yourself.
no, who was it?
Um, so the question that they left was, do Norwegians or Scandinavians as a whole feel a close tie to their Viking heritage, or is it more of a touristy thing?
Ooh, bra spørsmål. I think that they do. I think Norwegians are very patriotic in their culture, coming from like being from a Norwegian family, like the bloodline is all from there. And then also growing up in Australia as well, I think that you can see the cultural differences in how proud like Norman, how proud Norwegians are of their culture compared to Australians, where there isn't really much like it's like a big boiling melting pot of other cultures, especially where I came from in Sydney. So I think Norwegians are very patriotic with their heritage, and I think it includes everything from Vikings to you know the multitude of things that they've done in the past. So yeah, I would probably say so.
Okay. I was actually gonna sort of bounce off because I did see that you were born in or raised in Sydney.
Yeah.
I was gonna see how much of the time in Norway and how much of the time in Australia would you say has influenced your style as an artist?
I think it's definitely in influenced my style because Sydney as a place, as a city, is super multicultural and it's super like it's just so broad. Everyone is from somewhere else. So growing up, like when I was there, I didn't have any friends that were typical Australian. I had a friend that was from America, a friend that was from Macedonia, like India, Japan, like everywhere else. So I think that that has played a huge part in my upbringing. It's why my accent's so weird. And it's why, my music and my style probably is the way that it is as well. So yeah, it's just kind of like a multitude of different countries in one city. That's Australia. And so we had our representation was Norway, and and my friend group had everywhere else.
Nice. So you of course competed in the Melody Grand Prix in 2024 as well with Your Mind, which is also an amazing song. Uh,
Thank you.
uh, do you in the build up, do you feel much different this time around? Uh,
Yes, I do actually. I feel like a little bit more aware of how it works now as a show. And I also feel like I it sounds bad, but I feel like I'm more comfortable and I think I don't want to say care less, but I feel like I care less about what other people think of me,
mm,
I guess. I think the first time I had so much like controversy and backlash and things like that, and everyone had something to say. And I think this time I've learned to not care about what other people say, and I think that that's such a healthy mindset. I think as a pop singer, as a public figure, like it's a responsibility that you have, I think, to separate yourself from that too. So yeah, now I'm just like, whatever.
Absolutely. Um, one of the key aspects of Eurovision is the staging and the theming of the performances. My question is, can you give us any clues about the staging or the theming of the performance for Frankenstein?
I feel like in the title of the song itself, it explains a little bit about where it's going to go. The staging is definitely bigger than it was last time. Last time the bed I had in the psych ward staging was literally like what was it? It was like an exercise thing. So this time
Okay.
they've made like these props from the bottom up, and they've gone and they've created something that took a lot of work. And so it's super cool. Sorry, I had to burp. I had like a whole entire pizza.
Oh, that's fine.
The staging in this is so much more like um like thematic, I think. So I would say it's bigger, and it's got a couple of little references to your mind, because obviously the song is a bit about that, and then it's also very referencing of Frankenstein too. So it's a big mix of things, but it's so cool. Oh my gosh. That's all I can say.
Nice. Okay. And I know I've seen videos of you talking about how important that your sort of brand and style is to you as an artist. And we know, of course, that Frankenstein is an influence to this song and to many other performances. But is there any other artists that you would listen to growing up that has influenced your style?
Oh, yeah, totally. I think there are artists that do something that's a little bit different, but also stays in a very, I've still got that Scandinavian pop mindset of, I really need catchy hooks, and I really, they're things that I like and need in my songs. But something that's also a bit different, and something that's also a bit like, if there's a line you're not supposed to cross, you kind of just, yeah,
Yes.
you kind of just, a little bit. And that's kind of my thing. Like I'm not in the business of everyone needing to love everything I do. It's not about, you know, them. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I think definitely I think Melanie Martinez has great concepts in her music. I think it's very clever the way that her projects are a full story as well.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, like Lady Gaga is incredible too. Um, I love a lot of the stuff that's been coming out of K-pop, a lot of like Stray Kids, and a lot of like 80s and hyphen. Like I listen to basically K-pop, pop, and classical music. So it's a very, very
Oh,
interesting
nice.
combination of stuff. But yeah, K-pop is a huge influence, and then I love the sort of dark undertones of Lady Gaga, but also like just because it's really weird. I love things that are a
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something I try to work with because I'm also practicing to be a screenwriter as well.
Ah, so
And
cool.
so that's the more weird I can sort of get it as a screenwriter, the more I can enjoy it as well.
Absolutely. I heard I think it was an actor saying that, what are the best roles to play? And they were like anything that's a villain, like anything that's
Yes.
a character where it's like it's fun, it's interesting, it's a character, and you get to really lean into it. I was like, that's so true. Anyone can make like a
Mm.
casual song about, a breakup and be like, but I was so great in that, really. I think it's really cool
Yeah.
to to go further and really push the theatrics and push the story of things, especially music. So I try and do that a little.
Uh, Absolutely. Um, so for me personally, one of the songs that got me hooked into Eurovision, my first Eurovision was 2023 because it was in Liverpool, so
Cool.
which isn't really near where I live, but it's the same country. And so I thought, oh, what the hell? I'll watch it. And the first performance that really got me hooked into it and interested was Brunette performing Future Lover for Armenia, um, which is something that, well, it was part of my ancestry as well as Armenian, so that
Ah,
hooked onto me. And
so cool.
so my question is there a performance like that for you when, like, the first time you watched the Eurovision where you think, wow, this is something I really want to go to?
I think I think Fairy Tale by Alexander Rybak was definitely like a big one that I grew up with and listened to a
Mm-mm.
lot. And I would sing myself a lot. But in terms of something that made me go, I want to do the show, I think was probably, mm, I think it was Loreen, actually. I think it was songs like Euphoria and things where
Okay.
it made me see the show as, oh, you can go into it and you can actually, because sometimes I think, especially like before now as well, there's a big theming of people being like, oh, like it can be a bit cheesy or it can be a bit like, you know, leans into these sorts of areas where it's like, ah, not particularly serious.
Yeah.
Not that it needs to be serious, but like in the sense that it's like people didn't take it seriously, I guess. And I think when Loreen came through with Euphoria and it was a song that was so it was just a great pop song, but the staging was also quite like clever and it wasn't too like, you know, like silly or anything. It was just a really great show. And I think that that
Yeah.
was when it was like, oh my gosh, you can do stuff like this in this show. I was kind of like, oh, that's cool. So then that's when I kind of went, I'd love to bring my stuff to a stage like that. And that's kind of that was the thought process basically. And so I was like, oh, I totally go in that show.
Nice. And I suppose when she came back in 2023, that was my first time as watching Loreen as well. So
Yeah. I think I prefer her earlier one because I think there was just a little bit more like depth behind it. But I mean she's an incredible singer. I think
uh,
she could sing anything and it would it would do great. So I mean that's probably why.
um, would you would you say that at Eurovision there is between the Scandinavian countries, is there would you say it's more sort of competition or a sort of friendly rivalry there? Because we know Sweden especially are very competitive when it comes to it. But
Yeah, I know.
but
Or a
as a
compilation. Oh, sorry. No, 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 you go.
but sorry, but as a whole, what's like the vibe with Scandinavia, I guess, when it comes to it?
I think I know that Sweden takes it very seriously, and I would
Yeah.
love Norway to be on the same page, not just in not from like a competitive sense, but from a sense where people really, really, really appreciate the show. I think a lot of Norwegians do, but there's just like a huge difference between how Sweden, it's almost like the city stops for it, you know? And in
Yeah.
Norway, it does, but it's not the same. And I
Okay.
think that's kind of the same with Denmark too. Sweden has just taken it and gone so hard with it. And that's kind of where I feel like, you know, that's what we need to bring here at least. So yeah, Sweden is its own beast in terms of how much bigger it is. One of the co-producers for my song has a song in Melodifestivalen this year, and he went to do one of the semis that he was obviously one of the writers for, and he was like, it's just like it's crazy. He's like, it's a different vibe. He's like, MGP is obviously like an incredible vibe, but he's like, it's just the people. The people take it so differently.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, it's kind of like that show is almost maybe even bigger than Eurovision in Sweden. Like it's just it's such a strange thing. Yeah. So, but cool though.
So,
I think every country should have that.
so I've heard that as well with Italy that they take Sanremo more seriously than they do with Eurovision, and competing at Eurovision is sort of just an add-on to them.
Yeah.
Uh,
There was a time where like Sanrio was just the same girl because I swear that was probably the only artist in Sanrio. San Marino, sorry. Because it was just like there was I think San Marino like every year was this one girl and I was just like, man, it's so small. I was like, maybe she's the only singer that's there. But they
that's-
got new people in since so I was like, obviously not, but I thought that was very interesting.
um, so when you win on Saturday,
Mm.
uh, is there anyone that is currently announced for Eurovision that you're particularly excited to meet, or is there anyone from another national final that you're hoping to see in Vienna?
Ooh, I don't know. I've been told is it Søren from Denmark?
Yes.
Is I've had a lot of fans being like, "Oh my gosh, like you and Sada need to do something together," and blah 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 blah. And I saw his performance and I thought it was super cool. So I mean, maybe him. I actually don't know who else is in it other than him.
Funny you should mention. Sorry if I messed the pronunciation. Is it Søren?
I think it's Søren because it's the
Søren.
isn't it? Søren.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually got an interview lined up with him as well. So
Nice.
Um, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Uh, is there anyone in any other national finals that you're wanting to
Other
see?
national. I mean, I usually try and keep an eye out for a lot of those things, but then when you're in one, I feel like my eye is less out for it. So I feel like I haven't
Okay.
seen a lot of things that are coming out for the other national finals.
Put
Um,
sort of putting all your focus into just your
Pretty
yeah.
much. And just like, all the PR stuff that goes around it and like the amount of interviews and stuff, it's kind of like I haven't really had much time to look at the other national finals. But usually
Mm.
afterwards, like after the show, I kind of get to see some of the things that have been going on outside of
Okay.
so I mean, ask me and like ask me later.
So, because this is the sort of first year I've really been invested, where I've looked at all the national finals from the moment it came out. There's the app, there's the scoreboard app. I don't know if you've seen it, but you can look at all the national finals and rank your personal favorites from
Oh, I haven't
each of the
seen.
national finals. Frankenstein, of course, is at number one for me. In
Hey, thank you.
I mean, I'm not sure if it takes votes from outside the country, but if I could, I would absolutely.
Totally vote. Yeah, I think it takes votes from everywhere, which is really funny. It's an interesting system. I don't
Okay,
know if that'll work in my favor or not in terms of how the system works here, but it's through like the website on NRK. So I think once the show is airing, there's like 20 minutes where they're like, okay, you vote now. And then people vote
okay.
in that space. So I think it's during the show live, and then you can just vote on the website. I did like a little TikTok where I was like, here's how you do it. Just so anyone, because I have a lot of
Mm.
followers not like from Oslo as well and not from Norway. So I was like, just for anyone else that's watching. So yeah, it's possible. You totally should.
Okay, I absolutely will.
Yeah.
Um, and sorry, I'm still looking through my notes.
Hey,
Uh, have you got much time left, or
yeah, just get through your questions. I've got like 2 hours before I need to go to the actual arena. So I
okay?
just
So are you still in rehearsals and whatnot?
yeah. Well, we just arrived. We arrived from Oslo to Lillehammer literally 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
Okay,
So we just got here, and then I was just like shoved into some press, and then and then I got finally to check in, and then I ordered a pizza, and then I ate the pizza, and now I'm here. So
nice.
that's the whole day so far.
So I have seen that there's a lot of pressure on the rehearsals. Of another person I've been following since the national finals came out. I think an amazing song, and I'd love to see it in Vienna. Is Wavy Boy from I'm going to mess the pronunciation up. Das Dush Final, probably. Sorry.
Wait, where? What country
Uh,
is it from? Look it up.
Germany. Black Glitter is the song. Uh, and he's been talking about the staging behind their performance, and that
Oh, him. Why do I know him? Is he on TikTok or something?
he has got a TikTok page. You might have seen something about it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so cool though.
yeah. Uh, so I guess sort of what's the preparation behind when you're still doing rehearsals and everything?
So today, we're going to, at least for me, because everyone's different, but for me, we're going to do the sort of first staging. So we did like a little
Okay.
staging prior, which was in the TV station, sort of like a filming space. They've got like their own sort of like stage situation thing. So it's not as big, but obviously it's what they have to test out the lights and the props and everything. So we've done that, but today we're going to go on stage with like all the costume and basically run through it and check the cameras. So that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing because I'm looking forward to seeing where is the camera going to be, where are we
Yeah.
looking, where are we like where are we focusing on, and also like the choreography that we have, how it will be affected by the camera. So that'll be really cool to see today. So I'm looking forward to that.
And when you're doing your rehearsals, is there usually people in the arena or is it just empty empty seats?
Well, I mean, again, I just got here, so I don't know, but
Okay.
from the NRK and the company, but I don't think there'll be anyone in the audience. No one as a guest at least. I don't think they're allowed
Okay.
to see anything yet. Um, so I think it's gonna be pretty clear, at least for today. Tomorrow, maybe
Okay.
not.
Okay. And uh I'll close up now if that's all right with
Yeah.
just two final questions. So obviously at the start of I asked about the question that was left by the next guest. Uh what would be the question that you leave to the next guest that I interview? I'm not sure who it will be, so
Uh, I don't
it's
know.
looking
Sorry.
it's looking like it might be Serlin, but not completely sure.
Hmm. Um, if it is certain, ask him what he's going to prepare and change for the show. The things that
Mm,
he's going to do that are going to be different from the national final to the final, like in Eurovision. If
yeah,
it's not him, I mean, it's such a broad question because I don't know who it is for.
it can be absolutely anything.
What what things do they know about Norway? What little cultural things or little things do they have knowledge of in Norway? That's
Okay,
what
okay. I'll make sure to keep note of that.
I
And is there is there anyone that you'd like to sort of give notice to or like shout out, I guess, and any final messages for people watching?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, ideally everyone really likes the show. We've worked super hard we're still working really hard to get it perfect, and it'll be cool to see what happens with everything today. But yeah, please watch it, please vote. I think it'll be a super cool show, and yeah.
All right, thank you.
No,
Thank
no
you
problem. Thank
so
you.
much for giving me your time.
That's all right, no problem.
And I really hope it goes well on Saturday.
Thank you. We will
No
say,
problem.
we shall see.
All right.